Hello and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. On behalf of OTC Markets, we are very pleased you have joined us for our OTCQB Venture Conference. Our next live presentation is from Metaguest.AI. Please note you may submit questions for the presenter in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings by clicking Book a Meeting in the top toolbar. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Tony Camparelli, Founder and Chief Executive Officer and Director, and Colin Keddy, President of Metaguest.AI, which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol MGSTF and on the CSE under the symbol METG. Welcome, Tony and Colin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks very much. First of all, thank you all for being here today. We really appreciate your time. I'm Tony Camparelli, and I am, as mentioned, the founder and CEO of Metaguest. Metaguest was founded on a simple yet powerful vision to transform the guest experience in the hospitality industry. Achieving this requires not just enhancing the guest journey, but also driving innovation on the operational side, introducing smart technologies that create efficiency, personalization, and a lasting positive impact throughout the hospitality industry. As AI becomes increasingly integrated into our daily lives of both individuals and businesses, Metaguest's intelligent hospitality framework leverages these advancements to deliver a powerful suite of services, each designed to bring our vision of the next generation guest experience and operational efficiency to life. The pilot version of our framework launched in the spring of 2023 with an initial group of just 8 hotels. Throughout the remainder of that year, we gradually expanded the pilot by bringing in additional properties on board, mainly to confirm the technology's workability, the viability of our business model, and getting feedback from our hotel partners. By the late spring of 2024, confident in the strong results and positive feedback we achieved from the pilot, we officially launched Metaguest. And in just over a year since the launch, the outcomes have exceeded our expectations. And I'd like to begin by highlighting some of the key successes we achieved during the pilot phase. At the end of December 2023, we had 150 hotel partners, approximately 600 business subscribers, and our annual recurring revenue was $556,000 in just 3 markets in the US. By the end of July this year, we grew the partners to 330 with more than 1,500 business subscribers, almost 2.8 million in recurring revenue, and that's in only 6 markets. So we have achieved pretty amazing growth, and it's a validation of our technology and the viability of it in the marketplace. So in order to understand how Metaguest works, we first need to highlight some of the key challenges facing the hotels today. Hotels development is booming across North America, but many properties are struggling to keep up operationally. Legacy systems are fragmented, innovation and automation is falling behind, staffing shortages continue to drive costs and inefficiencies. And at the same time, the lack of effective concierge services and guest communication is having a negative impact on overall guest experience. These are problems that Metaguest is purpose-built to solve. So what is Metaguest? Metaguest is a proprietary AI framework, purpose-built for the hospitality industry, designed not only to transform the guest experience, but also to deliver measurable return on investment. At the core of our technology is a unique approach. We create a small hotel-specific language model. Maybe you're all familiar with GPT and other large language models, but we create the small language model for each property. This model records all relevant data and inputs across all hotel systems, guest requests, operational outputs, service interactions, and more. Our proprietary machine learning algorithms continuously train and refine the hotel's SLM, small language model, enabling them to manage and optimize all facets of hotel operation, from guest communications to resource allocation, without requiring extensive manual intervention. By automating these systems and intelligently optimizing resources, Metaguest reduces operational costs, boosts staff productivity, enhances guest satisfaction, and ultimately drives increased revenue, unlocking real scalable growth opportunities for all hotels that use Metaguest. And we are also very excited to announce in our new version to be released this fall, we'll be introducing what we call our guest-specific language model. What this means is that in every time a guest interacts with a Metaguest hotel partner, regardless of the brand, size, or city they're in, their preferences and behaviors, transcripts, interaction requests are recorded and used to build a personalized hospitality AI. So in other words, my own language model for my own personal use follows me regardless of what hotel I'm in, and all my kind of likes and dislikes, preferences, things I enjoy, I don't enjoy, whatever I've compiled over my interaction with hotel is recorded and fed into the language model. This guest-specific language model travels with guests across our network of hotels, enabling us to anticipate and communicate their preferences directly to our hotel partners. This ensures a consistently personalized experience no matter what property they visit. So really, when you look at the opportunity that exists, we're focused on small to mid-sized hotels. They perceive the challenges of AI as being extremely complex, high cost. And what we're trying to do when we're dealing with opportunity is address all of these issues that we've uncovered through our journeys in the last 18 months working with these hotels. As I said, the perceived high cost, the lack of technical experience that hinders integration, the ease of use and revenue generating options help to overcome these barriers and allows the hotel partners to phase in AI implementation focused initially on enhancing the guest experience, followed by major improvements in operational efficiency. So we are currently in phase one, and our phase one is what we call our foundation phase. And there are 4 components to our phase one. And initially, it's the most important one is to establish the AI framework in each hotel property. In other words, create the initial language model for the hotel, do the initial training, and implement it so that guests can interact with it as they visit. So the second part and most important part, the second most important part of phase one is the integration of local business partners and third-party providers that provide services to a specific hotel that they aren't able to deliver physically in the hotel, like a gym, like a spa, maybe a bar, maybe a lounge. The third point is to deploy guest interfaces on site on contact points. So we put signage in the rooms, in the lobbies, in the hotel, in the elevator, so that guests can interact with the AI interface. And of course, the most important one, really, when you look at revenue, is establishing the revenue channels to share with the hotel initially in phase one. So to recap, our phase one involves establishing the framework, establishing partnerships with local service providers, which is our revenue generation, deploy the interface, guest interaction interface, and establish revenue share channels with the hotel. So what it looks like is, Metaguest.AI Concierge allows the guest to interact with the AI, the hotel-specific AI, to book events, to schedule restaurant reservations, to request information about the hotel, or whatever you would find a typical concierge desk do, the AI does, with graphical interface, multi-language support, and availability 24/7. So you can see just from this screen is that the guests can interact on screen with a number of pieces of content. If they want to see a show, they can access the show information, they can book tickets online, and the concierge can create an itinerary for you so that you can personalize your stay and enjoy your environment while you're at the hotel. Phase 2 and 3 of our platform involves what we call enterprise. And this is the most exciting part and where we see massive growth in the future. This is where we expand the AI framework to connect to all the hotel's legacy systems, whether it's booking systems, CRM systems, HR systems, environmentally control systems, accounting systems. Our AI framework will connect to each of those systems so that we can deploy task-specific AI agents. For example, environmental, if the hotel has automated thermostats and lighting control systems, our Metaguest.AI agent can analyze all the data, booking, revenue requests, room requests, and it can turn lights on and off. It can set temperatures accordingly to make a massive impact, for example, on the environmental cost. And the final box of the enterprise is to establish what we call supply chain revenue channels, where all the companies that deliver services to the hotel, whether it's cleaning services, food services, preventive maintenance services, can access the hotel's AI infrastructure to help themselves schedule and plan their routes, etc. So this, you can see a summary of what AI Enterprise for hotels. In phase one, the hotel is a revenue share partner. They receive a percentage of all the revenue based on the local business subscribers that they refer to us. This is where the hotel will pay for services depending on what services they want to add to their AI portfolio. So things like folio, query balance, guest room charges, express checkout, rewards programs, preventive maintenance, housekeeping, tipping, whatever component that the hotel wants to automate or integrate, they would be paying anywhere from $5 to $40 per room per month for these services. It seems like a lot if you're a 100-room hotel or a 200-room hotel, but in terms of the ROI and cost savings alone, it's a significant savings in being able to automate and be preemptively program their ability to be more efficient with their guests and their operations. So this is my final slide before I pass it over to Colin to talk about the future and the opportunity. It costs us about $2,800 to board a single hotel, and it costs about $1,200 per year to maintain that hotel. And today we're seeing about $9,000 in annual recurring revenue per year per hotel. So you can see that at the total expense of about $4,000, we have it recovered well within the first year. So we're pretty excited about that from phase one. We're going to see phase 2 and 3 impact that number by almost 2 times. So we expect to see almost $18,000 per year in gross revenue per hotel. With that, I will pass it over to Colin to talk about other options in financing of the business. Colin?
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate that. So yeah, I'm gonna speak into a couple of different things. We'll start here with the addressable market. What's really interesting is for this area, it's really a greenfield opportunity. Although the U.S. is probably the most technologically advanced when it comes to the hotel technology integration. For this type of thing, really, there's less than about 10% of the market that exists. So you look at small and mid-sized hotels, this is excluding the 50,000 that are non-branded. There are 70,000 hotels. So that would be $1,500 per month of recurring revenue. Total monthly would be $105 million and an annual revenue of just under $1.3 billion. So very, very large. We've already spent some time also, and this is the market we're in currently and doing very well in, looking into expansion into Europe. So we've been there, we've looked at what the opportunity is there, equally, if not substantially larger, as you can see. So we've got 810,000 hotels, again, on a per hotel. We anticipate the same, about $1,500, and monthly recurring revenue of $1.2 billion, and just a little over $14 billion annually. And interestingly enough, but probably our third market would be Asia, and a huge addressable hotel market space there. So just a little overview in respect to other businesses that are in our space. In a lot of ways, we feel that we don't have a lot of competition. We're doing things differently, but like any business, there are other businesses that are pursuing this area. So with these groups here, you can see there's a lot of similar things. What I think really makes us unique is, as it says down here, the hotel isn't our client, they are our partner. So where you've got other companies going out, they're selling these services, we're going out, we're partnering with the hotel. So the hotel, as Tony mentioned earlier, they're participating in that revenue. So a real win-win. I'm going to get into how many hotels we currently have in waiting, and you'll understand why. If a hotel can join us, we're not selling that hotel, as you can see here on the first part of the system. And what's really important, as we get to the other phases that Tony was just speaking about, this really solidifies the relationship. We've been in a partnership, we're being successful, we're earning money together. So as Tony prepares to move into these other stages, we've already had considerable success, and everybody's vying for these groups' businesses. So we're really happy with this model, and it's worked extremely well over the course of the last couple of years. And numbers wise, so for the last 2 years, as Tony said, we kind of started really humble beginnings, but we've had massive increase over the last couple of years. So here we are, nearly 1,000% over the last 2 years, or the last consecutive 19 months, 520% increase, and on an extremely modest amount of business. We're not even at capacity of what our capability is for monthly onboarding. So we're really ecstatic with where this has gone. Certainly, met and exceeded our objectives. Again, looking into the future, so we're running quite close here as far as expenses. We expect that by the end of next year, we'll be into profitability. And again, just based on, what's out there in that addressable market, the amount of hotels that we already have in waiting, we see, significant incline before 2030, well into the $140 million range. So fully operational hotels, I think Tony commented here. So right now, right around 330 current local business partners. So again, that's the local spas, gyms, restaurants, you name it, groups that want to partner with us, very interested in getting eyes on their business from the guest, and then pending hotels. You can see there is just right around the 700 marker. Interesting thing in respect to this, these are hotels that we've identified, as Tony was mentioning earlier. We're only in a handful of markets throughout the U.S. right now, so there is a bit of an ideal market for us. We want to be in these larger centers. So we've actually had quite a number of hotels, even greater than the 700 here, that are in waiting. We get calls every single day, multiple times a day, for groups looking to onboard. So we've got a lot of pent-up interest here. And brands using, you name it. If it's a chain brand out there, we're partnered with them. As it says here, 100,000 plus hotel rooms, can't be wrong. We've had zero attrition from any of our hotels. Our actual outbound sales staff is zero. There's so much incoming interest, and for most hotel owners, it's rare that someone would simply own one. So often you'll find that maybe they're part of a hotel REIT, and so that group could have hundreds, if not thousands. or if it is just an individual owner, often they'll own anywhere from 10 to 15 hotels. So once they've tried it in one and they're comfortable, they look to continue to onboard. And so, yeah, you name it, we're part of pretty much every brand that exists out there. So in summary, for me, very unique business model, and constantly evolving as far as, like I say, we're starting out with the concierge version of this, but as Tony commented, this is going to tie into numerous systems and create great efficiencies within the hotel. Growing revenue. So as we move beyond where we are right now, which is still very attractive, even as the phase one, as we say, we're making $9,000 of reoccurring revenue on a per hotel basis. That number will change exponentially as we move to a cost revenue with the hotel. Strong leadership team. Tony's been in this industry working in technology since the 80s, so he's a bit of an OG in the tech industry, so very comfortable, knows his way. Insider ownership, we certainly eat our own cooking. 60% of the shares are owned by insider. Growth potential, as I said, just even in the U.S. market, which is probably the most adaptive when it comes to technology. For the things that we're looking at, 90% of that is still very much greenfield. So we just see huge growth here as well as the rest of the world. So, Tony, I'll turn this back to you to explain what we're going to do with this slide.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So what you're seeing is a typical in-room sign that are in our hotel partners. And what I like to do is give you a quick demo of the new version that's being released this fall, which is our conversational model linked to the backend system. So I'm going to pretend I scan this QR code, and I will just let you listen to the interaction.
Hi, I'm Samantha, your personal assistant at Yotel New York. How can I help you?
Do you guys have luggage storage there?
In case we get disconnected, can I please have your phone number?
416-720-8677.
Hi, Antonio. Yes, we do have luggage storage available at Yotel New York Times Square. You can store your luggage with us before check-in or after checkout. How else can I assist you today?
Yeah, I'm interested in going to an Italian restaurant. Can you have any recommendations on that?
Would you like to receive a link to options in and around our hotel?
Not right now, but is there an Italian restaurant you can recommend now without the link?
Sure, I recommend Carmine's Italian Restaurant. It's a family-style Italian restaurant known for its generous portions and delicious dishes. Another great option is Olio e Più, which offers a cozy atmosphere and a fantastic menu featuring fresh pasta and classic Italian favorites. Would you like more information or assistance with reservations?
That's okay. You know what? I just need extra towels to my room, please.
Could you please provide me with your last name and room number so I can assist you with that request?
Camparelli, 2105.
Thank you, Antonio Camparelli. I'll arrange for extra towels to be sent to your room 2105 right away. Just a moment while I process that request. Done. You should receive them shortly. Before we finish, is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Antonio. I am here 24/7, so reach out whenever you need anything. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, so anyway, that's kind of the idea. So those requests are connected to the back office language model or the small language model. It's connected into the property management system, to dispatch the towels to the room. It'll do the automatic booking to the hotel partners' restaurants, for example. And it's sort of the next generation. It also sends links to your phone for different things that you may want, information links. So it is a fully interactive conversational piece that we'll be deploying on top of our visuals piece that's already deployed. Anyway, that's the little bit of our demo there. So I think we can move into question and answers now.
Yeah. So I'll read these out to you here, Tony, and I'll let you take these away. We've got a number of good questions here. So first one up here, as you phase in from guest experience, the concierge, to deeper operational integrations, how do you prioritize which hotel pain points to address first for maximum value creation and stickiness?
Yeah, so that's a great question. What we've done in the last 6 to 8 months in terms of development is connect to the dozen or so legacy systems that exist within the hotel enterprise landscape. And we can't really predict what a specific hotel dark spots are in their business. So we allow them to a la carte select what they feel would be the most sort of advantageous to start with. So we'll initially launch with a suite of 8 different interfaces that a hotel can use, whether it's dispatching assistance, whether it's enhanced concierge assistance, whether it's environmental, whether it's point of sale for self-checkout at these unattended stores. So they would have the ability to select the options they want. The great news for stickiness is because phase 1, the hotel becomes a revenue share partner, it automatically creates stickiness through that phase 1 interface. So yeah, I hope that answers that question, Joseph.
Yeah. I think the fact that we've had a zero attrition certainly speaks into that. So how sensitive is your model to churn? Should market conditions tighten for hotels or guests? And what risk mitigation strategies exist?
Yeah, so it's another great question, because as things get tighter, technology becomes more important, right? It becomes more vital to have implement technologies that address the inefficiencies within the hotel operational side. So, so I think just generally, there hasn't been much innovation in the hospitality sector since LodgeNet, 20 years ago. So it's ripe and prime for new technologies, innovations, primarily addressing the biggest problem, which is staffing and communication, right? Metaguest speaks 27 languages, and it can communicate with guests at a number of levels, right? So that addresses the single biggest problem with guest satisfaction. As far as staffing, Metaguest can really hone in on a resource allocation to make the staff that you have much more efficient.
Okay. We might have covered some of this in the presentation itself, but we've got one here. How does your platform differ from other hospitality tech platforms, and what is your competitive advantage?
So our approach was, as I said earlier, is to create a language model for a hotel specific that over time gets smarter and smarter, right? So it's like anything in terms of the AI landscape. The more you train a model, the better it gets at dealing with business issues and operations. So if we're in a hotel for a year, it is automatically defensible because it'll have millions of interactions that would have been implemented in that model to actually, as we call it, make it more cognitive or more aware of the decision-making process. If you were to rip and replace that with something new, it'd be starting over and lose all of that in that intelligence. So that's kind of what our competition, our competitive advantage, and our technical advantages anyway on that side.
Well, and I think this next question here, I know we're getting tight on time, but it's perfect to go right behind there. How are you training and updating the AI to adapt to both local preferences and changing operational needs in real time?
Yeah, so AI is all real time, unlike sort of the large language models that require thousands of kilowatt hours of power and time to train. A small language model is trained in real time. Our machine learning algorithms and our training algorithms are seated on top of every hotel's language model, and with every interaction, it trains the model even more. So it's actually a self-training system. So as more requests and responses come into the language model, the more it develops its own unique cognitive ability.
Okay. How do you see the revenue ramping over the next several years and timeline to profitability?
So, as I mentioned, phase one, the initial approach was to monetize all of the local business partners that access the hotel's guests. Right now, these partners are providing basically their services to the hotel. The hotel gets very little benefit other than having the ability to refer a business partner. So by monetizing those relationships, so every hotel we deal with has at least 10 to 12 local business partners that they work with. All of those subscribe to the services to be able to access the hotel's guests on our platform. And we share that revenue with the hotel. As far as scaling, our phase 2, 3 approaches are pretty solid. First one, monetizing the hotel's needs. And secondly, the third phase, monetizing the hotel's supply chain, like a Cisco Foods or a Cintas or a large company that has roots within, let's say, New York City, that delivers linen and laundry services or towels or whatever those businesses are, will start to pay for access to turn information and room information, guest information, so that they can be more efficient in scheduling their routes. So those are our three really exciting revenue streams that come out of this platform. And I should mention, it's international, it's universal. It doesn't just work great in New York City, and it works great around the world. You know, it's the same thing. I saw a question there. Sorry, I just wanted to address because I know we're time. I saw a question.
So just want to say the answer that we've had some third-party analysis. I think in the coming year, 2026, we will see profitability. That's what we're projecting.
Yeah, and I would like to address Alex. Oh, sorry. What stops an Airbnb or Booking Holdings from releasing a guest-specific SLM? Nothing stops them, but what's important is we have the guest, we have the engagement and on property. So Booking may have it to pre-book and the post-booking, but we have everything that happens on property. What they request, where they go, what they've asked to do, what they've booked, what they were unhappy with, what they've spoken to the hotel about. And, Airbnb may be able to do that. But for us, it's hotel specific, and that experience, that connectivity within the hotel only happens within the hotel. So we're interested from the time the guest checks in to the time they check out. And before and after is well covered. So that's it for that.
Okay. Well, we're getting the cane, Tony. We're being pulled off stage. There's many more questions we didn't get to. We're happy to take meetings with you. If for some reason we can't make those times, we will look to reschedule. We appreciate everybody who's taken time on this call, and we will do follow up. From me, thank you, Tony. Over to you.
Thank you very much. All the best, and thank you.
Thank you.